Did you know that regular security training can reduce organizational risk from 60% down to just 10% in 12 months? That's a huge difference. No matter what industry you work in, protecting sensitive data is important. In healthcare, that means safeguarding protected health information under HIPAA. But if you work in the Department of Defense, the stakes are even higher. Today, we are talking about Controlled Unclassified Information, or CUI. CUI is information the United States government creates or possesses that is not classified, but still requires protection. Some examples of CUI include, but are not limited to, military defense data, financial information, proprietary business information, intelligence details, and transportation data. Because this information moves between agencies, contractors, and suppliers, proper handling is critical. Without consistent training, the risk of exposure increases dramatically. That is why the DoD requires mandatory CUI training for anyone who handles it. This applies to military personnel, civilian employees, and private contractors. If your organization works under a federal contract and accesses CUI, annual training is not optional, it is required. And here's what many organizations struggle with. Managing CUI training manually is time-consuming and risky. Teams send reminder emails, employees complete courses on different platforms, certificates get emailed back and stored in folders or spreadsheets, administrators chase down proof of completion. This process can create real problems. You may not have a clear view of who completed the training. Certificates can get lost, contract onboarding can be delayed, and during an audit, documentation may be difficult to produce quickly if it's stored in separate systems. That is where K2GRC changes everything. K2GRC makes completing and managing DoD mandatory CUI training simple through its integrated e-learning suite. Instead of manually assigning courses, K2GRC automatically assigns CUI training based on role or department. Employees receive clear instructions and direct access to the training modules in one centralized system. The official CUI training program is embedded into the e-learning suite for ease of use, walking users through everything they need to know: what CUI is, how to identify it, proper marking standards, safeguarding requirements, storage and transmission rules, and incident reporting procedures. At the end of the training, users complete an assessment to confirm understanding. Once passed, certification is automatically stored in the system. No spreadsheets, no chasing emails, no manual filing. From an administrative perspective, the benefits are even greater. With K2GRC, you can track completion in real time, automatically send reminders to users who have not finished their training yet, instantly generate audit-ready reports, verify eligibility before granting access to CUI, and maintain centralized documentation for federal compliance. This dramatically reduces administrative burden while strengthening compliance posture. When training is easy to access and simple to track, compliance becomes part of your workflow instead of a separate administrative headache. Mandatory CUI training is more than a yearly requirement. It is a frontline defense against unauthorized disclosure. It protects sensitive government information, it safeguards federal contracts, and it builds trust between agencies and private partners. Organizations that rely on manual processes increase their risk. Organizations that automate training through a centralized e-learning system reduce that risk significantly. K2GRC turns what could be a compliance burden into a streamlined, automated process. If your team handles CUI, the question is not whether training is required, the question is how efficiently you manage it. With K2GRC's e-learning suite, completing and tracking DoD mandatory CUI training becomes simple, centralized, and audit-ready. And in today's regulatory environment, that simplicity makes all the difference. If you'd like to learn more about CUI training requirements, reach out to K2GRC. And you've already made it this far into the video, so you might as well like it, share it, and comment below.